All right, morning number 4 of my Arrowhead hunting marathon. I've been waking up at dawn and going until about noon or so the last few days, and I'm about to do it again. So yeah, see what I come up with. Back to the spot where I found that knife. And what else did I find? Oh, the Holland bison skull yesterday. There was an enormous amount of large rock bar, like coarse sized large gravel, that I did not quite get to. So I'm going to go back and see what might be in store for me. We'll see. Okay, I changed my mind. I parked at the same place as yesterday, but instead of walking back to where I was yesterday, which was downstream, I was looking upstream and I noticed there were some areas exposed that I've never seen exposed before, so I thought I'd walk up here and take a look. And I'm just now getting past the sand and starting to get into the gravel, and I've already got a pretty dang good one here. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a real good start. Has just a tiny bit of damage to that barb, but really not enough to matter. Beautiful material on that one too. It was early in the morning when I found this. The sun was still at a low angle. I think you can see the material color better now that the sun's more overhead. Really beautiful material. It's like light and dark gray with some tannish bands running through it. Beautiful material. And a really well made point too. And I believe there's another bison skull. Looks like 2 rows of teeth sticking out of the water right there below that log. And I'm starting to think if I want to find a bison skull, I should just walk for about an hour and 15 minutes as far as I can, and then start having a look around, because that's where I find them. Yeah, it is. Pretty good size one too. I'll get out there and give you another look. It's another good one. Not the biggest horns on this one. I would guess, I bet those measure about 22.5 inches tip to tip. 24 inches tip to tip, that'd be a big bison skull. Anything over 24 I would consider to be really big. Still a pretty good skull. Well, there's another skull. So I already found one this morning, and once again, of course, I am super far from my truck, which is just fine. But I'm going to have to decide which one is coming with me. I can't get them both in one trip. So let's have a look at this one, see which one's better. This has got a nose and teeth on it as well. Bigger horns. This would be the one that's coming back. Oh my gosh, this is a really good one. I think I may have stepped in through a portal into another dimension about a week ago. Because this makes no sense how I'm finding so many all of a sudden. Wow, that's a really big one. Yeah, this one would be the keeper. I may have to make 2 trips. I'll come back and get the other one. All right, here we go. So here's a side-by-side comparison of what I would consider like a medium-sized and then a large-sized skull, which this one is the better one of the two, and it is large. What I would consider to be large. Look at the horns, they're gigantic. And then this one, see the horns are a little less pronounced. This might be a female. That might be the difference. Might be male and female, actually. So I know the females do have smaller horns. So do the juveniles. So I'm not exactly sure how to tell the difference between a juvenile and a female, and a juvenile male and a juvenile female. But if I had to guess, I bet that's a female, and this one I know is a male. Well, I've only been hunting for a couple hours today. I was really planning on staying for 5 or 6 hours, but I've already got 2 giant bison skulls, and I want to get them back, both back to the truck, and it's going to be a heck of a job. Just a straight line walk with nothing in hand is probably at least, a 45-minute walk, and that's hoofing it. So I've got to make that walk and make the walk back and grab the second one. This is going to take a while, but I figure I better stop hunting now before I find another one and get this done. And then maybe I'll hunt more later. I don't know. We'll see how I feel after all of that. But what a morning. Okay, I was supposed to leave to get those bison skulls out of here, but this rock bar that I have not finished hunting, I was like, maybe I'll just hunt a little bit longer before I leave. It just looked too good to pass up. It's starting to look like a good decision. Wow, that's really big. Holy cow. Freaking killer. Wow, another amazing hunt. I believe this is I think that's a coyote jawbone I found a few minutes ago. Looks pretty old too. Some kind of canine, I'm pretty sure. So here's a second look with the sand off of it. I guess type-wise this would probably be a Dixon, having the tapered square stem. I don't know how well you can see it, but the flaking is really good on this. It's a little thick, not super thick, but it's a sturdy point, but it's flaked really well and it's really good size, pretty material. Very nice point. It's kind of rare for me to find points that large. California Fig Syrup Company, Calific, Sterling Products Incorporated, Successor. I've never seen that one before. I find these bottles all the time. Well, not this specific bottle, but I find medicine bottles all the time I find a lot of the same ones over and over, like McCormick Spice Company is one I see all the time. I like these ones with the embossed letters on them. I think they're neat. But I've never seen this one before. I think maybe I'll keep that one. That's kind of cool. So I was in the process of hoofing this guy back. Look how big it is compared to a backpack. I mean, it's big as a backpack, solid bone. I mean, I bet that skull's, I don't know. Most of them I found weigh about 32, 35 pounds. I bet that one's 45 pounds. It is all there. But look at this. I'm walking along carrying that thing. And there's skull number 3 for today. Once again, I'll dig it out and let you know. Well, that's a little baby one. Here, actually, I'll set it next to this other one. You can see the size difference between the two. That's a difference in size. There's the Papa Bison and you got the baby bison. That baby one's pretty neat. I'm gonna go stick it, stash it where I got that other skull I found earlier, and I'll come back later, maybe tomorrow, bring the kayak and get these two. That big one's coming home with me today. I'll come back for the other two. See if Caleb wants to come give me a hand. Hey, look what I just noticed. I didn't even notice this until now, back at the truck. It's got a deep hole right in the center of the skull. I bet he got gored in a fight. I bet that's where a horn gouged right into the skull. Pretty cool. So I got this monster skull back at the house. And what I wanted to show you was a comparison. As of yesterday, this was the best and biggest bison skull I had ever found. And it took me one day to beat that record. But just look at the difference. I mean, this one that I found today is considerably larger. Now this one has actually got a larger spread on the horns. This one is 26 inches wide. No, I'm 25, my bad. This one's 25 inches wide, and this one measures right at 24 inches wide on the horns. But if you look at the actual size of the skull itself, I don't know how well it's showing up in video, but this one is considerably larger, just the size of the head. It's longer, it's considerably wider, and I can tell you it's much heavier. But that is just, that's a beautiful skull.